Hi, everyone. I want to take a few minutes to introduce yourself to me. I'll be your instructor for the next 10 weeks as we go through Block 1 of the Naval Command and Staff online program leading to JPME 1. And I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about what the Block 1 part of that program entails. I have been teaching with the Naval War College now for over 3 decades. My PhD is in comparative political analysis. I spent the better part of my life in the Navy Reserves. I finally retired probably now about 20 years ago, so that makes me a real old guy in most of your views. But I love the War College and the programs that it offers to all of you, and I enjoy the classes very much. I believe with all my heart and with all my intellect that they are very, very useful to you. This particular course, 10 weeks, it has 19 sessions. The essence of the program, really, I think, is to try and get you to understand the foundations of national security environment. There are four fundamental parts to that as far as this particular block is concerned. We talk about the foundations of the profession of arms, which includes ethics and how the military interacts with the civilian part of the world. And it also talks about how we think as professionals, critical thinking, and how we write, all extraordinarily important. We then talk about national security organizations and national security structures and how they work. That then leads us to talking about the global security environment and the instruments of national power, how we actually can try and influence the world. And we finish with sort of our national security strategy documents and the various institutions that shape and form those. As we go through these 19 sessions over the 10 weeks, there are a total of 9 foundational assessments. These are sort of short essays that we ask you to write that show that you have mastered a certain competency. There are a series also of 8 discussion boards that will be posed. This will be an interactive process for you and the other folks in this cohort. And there are 2 summative assessments. I want to spend just a second talking about the first of these. We'll wait for the second until much later. But the first of these is a legitimate writing exercise of 750 to 1,000 words, and it poses an ethical question to you. And I'm interested in really 2 or 3 things as you write this essay. I'm interested in how well you write. The reason that we put this forward when we do is so that you will be able to demonstrate a competency to write effectively as you go forward in your careers. And I believe that it's essential that you be able to do this. It will test you as to how you think about ethics and how well you can define your own moral positions, both to yourselves and to others that you may meet as you go through life and as you go through your military careers. It is our belief, and it's certainly a heavy emphasis by all of the leadership throughout the Navy, that you got to be able to have an ethical foundation if you're going to be successful. One doesn't have to look very far to find instances of the Fat Leonard scandals and others that have caused the Navy no end of angst and heartache. And we want you to think about this relatively early in your careers before you're faced with these kinds of conundrums. So I think that Essay 1 is this first summative assessment is extraordinarily important to you, and I look forward to reading those essays as you submit them. I want to welcome you to the class. Should you have any problems with it, should you find that you're having difficulties meeting deadlines, contact me early and often. The old phrase of bad news does not age well is certainly true in this regard. The program is structured, so there's not a lot of time to make up stuff. So if you're going to have problems in meeting deadlines, we need to talk about it sooner rather than later. Again, welcome to the class, and I look forward to meeting with you and talking with you online over the next couple of months.